Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and for those of you guys who didn't know, this past weekend was actually Comic-Con in San Diego, and we got a whole bunch of news, trailers, posters, updates, teasers, and everything else you could possibly ask for. You could probably argue that July 22nd, 2017 was the day that superhero junkies have been waiting for a very long time. We got an awesome Justice League trailer, Flashpoint movie was announced, Thor Ragnarok trailer, Infinity War poster, and leaked trailer if you can find it, and so much more. But with that being said, we're going to focus on the Thor Ragnarok trailer for now, but don't worry, I'll make more videos on all those topics down the road, so make sure you're subscribed and you can watch those as soon as they come out. Alrighty, so without wasting any more time, let's dive right in. First things first, and something that a lot of people missed, was this first scene where we get a look at Sakaar, which in this movie will pretty much be a giant dumping ground floating somewhere close to the edge of the known universe. You'll see tall, colorful buildings, giant portals in the sky with raining debris, the arena in which Hulk and Thor will most likely fight it out, and a giant tribute at the center of the city. Now for this one, we're going to have to zoom in a little bit, but when we do, we'll notice 4 characters engraved on the side of the building. We have Bybeast, who's a highly advanced android that even compares to the Hulk as far as strength and size, one head on top for knowledge of warfare, and the bottom head is for knowledge of culture. Above him is Ares, and before you start typing your angry comments below, just take a second and realize that no studio owns the specific rights to a single Greek god, so even though DC has already used Ares, he can still appear elsewhere. Now at the very top we have Man-Thing, not to be confused with Swamp Thing over in the DC universe. Man-Thing, formerly Dr. Ted Sallis, is the biochemistry professor who accidentally turned himself into a hideous creature with his modified SO2 formula, and a little help from a plunge into a swamp. Also has been known to have run-ins with characters as powerful as the Hulk, which makes him someone that I would not want to run into in a dark alley. Last but not least, we have Beta Ray Bill, who just might be everyone's favorite Easter egg so far, and who has had many run-ins with the Hulk and Thor as well. Now, one thing that all of these characters have in common is that they could very well beat other people in hand-to-hand combat, or at least it would seem like they'd be able to. So we might have the green light to call this building a monument to past champions of the arena, which begs the question, will they show Hulk facing off against any of these characters, or is that just there for our amusement? Either way, it's a nice touch to start off the trailer. Next up, I want to bring up the music, which totally works with this trailer. The song is called In the Face of Evil, and it's by Magic Sword, which I'll talk about later on when we get to Surtur. We get more shots of Hela and Scourge, who so far doesn't wield an axe of any sort. He only dual wields machine guns, which I mean that's pretty badass too. But it'd be nice to see him swinging around a giant axe. Awkward fist bumps are always the best. And we see a lot more of the Hulk, who now has a haircut and seems to look a lot different than previous Hulks, which is totally fine. And for those of you saying he looks unfinished, A, I'd like to see you do a better CGI rendition of the Hulk, and B, the movie doesn't come out for a while, so they're probably still working on the details in the meantime. We get a great shot of Fenris Wolf, and also Fenris Wolf trying to eat some green eggs and ham. Terrible joke, I know. We also get a shot of what looks to be Korg firing his weapon, and Meek fighting in the background. And as Mark Ruffalo stated at the D23 Expo, we'll probably never get a standalone Hulk movie since Universal still has the rights to Hulk, which means that interactions with Korg, Meek, and Hulk will probably be very limited in this movie. But that's something I hope they take a little bit of time to develop and kind of talk about their past. We also get a shot of Hela saying she's the goddess of death and asking Thor, what were you the god of again? And then we see Thor fly down with lightning surging throughout his body with what looks to be levels of power that we've never seen him with before. And there are 2 theories floating around right now as to what this actually is. One is that it almost looks like there really was an Infinity Stone inside of his hammer all along, and that he somehow now has possession of that stone in this scene. The other theory is that he is empowered by the Odinforce, or Thorforce in this scene, and is indeed able to tap into vast cosmic and mythical power. Both would honestly make sense to me. We also see Hulk talking, finally, which is kind of hit and miss with a lot of people. You know, if you're someone like me who loved watching cartoons like Avengers Assemble, then Hulk talking should have no effect on you whatsoever. If you're someone who watched the early versions of Lou Ferrigno's Hulk, then Hulk talking might be a reason not to go see this movie entirely because it's new and scary for you. But not only is Hulk talking with Thor, we can also see that he is wearing a necklace of some sorts, which is kind of a nod to the Ultimate Wolverine vs. Hulk comics. And again, due to studios not having the rights to certain characters, we'll never really see this happen, even though the artwork is some of the coolest and most violent artwork on a comic panel that a lot of people have ever seen. And now, last but not least, we have Hulk vs. Surtur. And if you remember back to earlier, the song of the trailer, In the Face of Evil by Magic Sword, this is where that comes into play. Surtur actually plays a huge role in Thor Ragnarok, in that he would cross into Asgard and destroy it with his Twilight Sword. Once upon a time, he was actually freed by Loki while Thor and Odin were visiting Earth, and upon his arrival to Earth, Thor was actually able to use Odin's magic sword to send Surtur into outer space, where he was trapped and bound to a magnetic asteroid. One could say that in the face of evil, Thor was able to defeat Surtur by using a magic sword. Now, the song name could just be a coincidence, or it could actually be deeply intertwined. Who knows? I think it's just an awesome song and trailer overall. But that's going to wrap it up for this breakdown, and now I want to hear from you guys. Are there any Easter eggs that I missed so far, and what did you think of this trailer? Also, how does this compare to the new Justice League trailer and Infinity War trailer? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, if you guys did enjoy the video, feel free to click that like and subscribe button for more videos every week. Thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.